Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Escape from San Francisco podcast with your host, Aaron Rodriguez. I wish I could have guests right now. I feel miserable not being able to do this podcast and have guests. I'm doing it because I feel like everyone that I know is catching COVID, and some people are getting really sick from it, and some people are not. So I don't want to ever be in a position where, I get people sick on my show or vice versa, and I don't want to be in that position, especially because I do most of the shows at my house. So I try to be cognizant of that and be knowing with my roommates and everything, making sure that they're safe as well. So it's one of the reasons why I haven't pushed it to try to get back into it. I know I did take a break for a while, and I really wanted to get started up at the beginning of this year, but COVID, it sucks. COVID really sucks. I'm starting to see a lot of places in the city close again. I'm starting to see, staff shortages. Yeah, it is what it is right now. School closure, or not school closures, but we're having teachers, getting sick, calling out. So it's just a whole mess right now in the city. Hopefully, we can get it back under control again and get back to where everyone is living, normally and healthy, safe life. What I want to talk about today is how do you deal with life changes, and how do you deal with life changes, right? I recently made a big change in my life, and I don't know if it was the right change or not, but I knew it was something I needed to do and wanted for a while. So hopefully it does pay off for me in the end. That being said, last year was a huge life change for me personally, for my family. Just noticing family getting older, just having relatives that are sick. My father's sick, has stage 4 cancer. Learning how to deal with the uncertainties of life, and not knowing is the hard part. What's going to happen next? And so that hit me, and I tried to stay strong for so long, and now I feel like I need to work on myself to deal with life changes, because we can't control what happens in our life, right? We can only work with what we got, and there's a right way and a wrong way, and I definitely don't want to deal with this the wrong way and have it really affect me. For a while, especially in December, my mental health it was bad. I was cooked. I was spiraling out of control, and so I just want to make sure that I'm good and people I love are good, and that I'm doing the best for myself and for them. So I ask, if you have a big change in your life, what are some ways that you deal with it? And have they been good or bad? What have you learned from it? How did you overcome it? And how are you working through it? So I pose those questions because I curiously just want to know, how do other people work? How do other people deal with life changes, extreme life changes, whether it's dealing with something personal, with your family, something professional, with work, with getting a promotion, not getting promotion, getting a salary raise, not getting a salary raise, or whatnot, making a career change, stepping back, going back to school, or even finishing school. And so how do you navigate that, right? So there's several books that I did read that kind of helped me a little bit last year. One of them was A Man's Search for Meaning, and that book kind of gave me to look at the little things in life and notice that I don't always have to see the big picture in things. I can always take the meaning out of the little things that I do in life, and that could fulfill me and make me happy, and not have to be so stuck on what I believe success to be, and what factors that or these roadblocks that I have set up for myself. Everyone's success is different. We all claim success in our own ways, and I think that's something that's valuable. Not everyone has to go to college. Not everyone has to have a 6-figure job. What I believed that to be when I was younger is that was the only means for success. And as I'm older now and I'm realizing sometimes it ain't worth it, getting the high earning, going to college, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of BS stuff. And if you want to do that, that's fine. Then you can go that route. And I think it's recommended for a lot of people. But to do something different outside your comfort zone, that's where I'm trying to find about myself, what I want. Like, do I want to continue down the path and the career path that I'm going? Or do I want to change it up? Do I want to do something more creative? Do I want to pursue other passions I have? Or do I want to go back to school and get my master's? I recently applied. Hopefully I could get in. But if I don't, I'm not going to be too sad about it, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of money that I'm going to have to invest into that. And am I willing to go through with it? It's not cheap. It's not going to be easy. And by the time I finish, I'll be probably in my mid-30s or so. That's usually around the time that you already started a family, you got, higher bills coming on. So it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure that's building up, and it's a lot of pressure that you have to do that in order to be successful. And that's kind of how I looked at it for a long, long time. Now I'm putting my foot on the brakes and I'm trying to figure out what am I doing to make myself fulfilled and happy. Does it necessarily mean that I have to go and pursue a higher education and pursue a high earning profession to be happy? And at this moment, I'm starting to realize, with the pandemic and everything, fuck all that. Step back a little bit. Do what you got to do to be happy. And, pursue your passions. Because this life is short, and we're not guaranteed. We're not guaranteed next week, tomorrow, next year. And so I don't want to live like I need to do that in order for me to be successful. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to get. Stepping back from the job I'm currently in, that I am in the process of changing, was that for the longest time I was seeing my meaning and purpose in my work rather than my outside life, my personal life. And when I put everything, all the eggs in the basket, right? I put everything into that. When that went sour, I felt like I lost my purpose and I lost my meaning. And if I can't do that, then, it was making me feel like my mental health was deteriorating too, because I'm so focused on helping others and I wasn't taking care of myself. And so that made me step back and realize that maybe I don't need to have meaning and purpose in my work that I do. Maybe it can just be work just to make money, to survive and support yourself. And maybe I need to put more of an emphasis on my personal life and put more meaning and everything I have into that, so that maybe I will be more fulfilled. And so I don't have to worry about if my job goes sour. Will I run into a depression, or will I get to the point where my mental health starts to go bad again because I'm so caught up on the idea of my work being my purpose rather than my life being my purpose. And so that's a concept I'm trying to understand and I'm trying to go forward with. And it's not always easy. It's not always probably the best way to handle things. But for me right now, I think that's what needs to be done in order for me to be whole again, right? Or happy or something like that. That's what I'm trying to figure out, is what am I trying to get out of all this? Well, I'm in the process. I'm in the journey. I wish I could have guests on, like I said earlier. I really do. Soon, I will have some guests on soon, and I will keep on trying to do this podcast. And for everyone that listened and for everyone that gave me support, I thank you guys so much. I still try to connect with people all the time on Instagram, through the organizations, donating, supporting people, buying the products, whatever I can. I always try to step out and try to do that, because that's what I like to do, and that's what you should do. Support you people, support your friends, support your guests, support others in order for their business to grow, because you will grow as well. So that's what I'm learning out of all this. Well, thank you for listening, and until next time.